What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It definitely took longer than I'd like to admit, but I finally got around to beating Ys Memoire, the Oath in Felghana. I had a really great time, of course. This is like one of the best Ys games after all. No surprise why this game got the remaster treatment first. Why Celceta was next in line is anyone's guess though. Anyways, with Oath in Felghana finally being playable on modern consoles, and with this only being my second playthrough, I thought I'd go ahead and give my thoughts on everything. So enough with the intro. Let's get straight to it. First off, I gotta say, it feels so nice to play Oath in Felghana again. Like I said, this was only my second playthrough. I haven't touched the game since I first completed it, since back then I was really just trying to finish the series before Ys 10 came out. I had honestly forgotten just how fun this game was all around. It's been a while since I've played any of the Arc Engine games, so I'm really glad this remaster even exists. It basically gave me an excuse to play through the game again, with enough differences to make this second playthrough feel fresh. One major difference being the new art style, which is seemingly going to be used for future Memoire titles, seeing as the artist is back for the Celceta port. I know some people don't like, or maybe just don't prefer this new art style compared to the original, but if I'm being honest, I don't have any issues with the new art. I've heard people say it feels more generic compared to the original art, but to me, it feels more like an evolution of the old art. It's nice to look at, and it kinda fits the vibe of Ys, at least to me. If we're being honest though, Ys has never had one specific art style for too long. The art of the series changes almost as constantly as the gameplay. Overall though, I think the Memoire art style is definitely one of the better ones of the series. As of right now, I'm for sure thinking top 3. Definitely up there with 7 and 9's art style. Another addition they've added here that I kinda appreciate is Falcon finally letting Adol speak. This isn't a major change or anything like that, but it's nice to see. I kinda enjoy it when Adol has dialogue in the games, and recently I feel like Ys 10 did that pretty well, so him speaking more is something I'm totally okay with. Even despite not being an Ys fan for very long, I've grown to like Adol enough to where having him actually say lines kinda adds to the experience. I do have to wonder if this is a Felghana specific thing, or if they'll do this again for future Memoire games. I'm not entirely sure how well it would work in a game like Celceta, but if sometime down the line we get, I don't know, Ys Memoire Dragons of Altaga or something, I feel like having Adol speak there would be really cool. Honestly, Ys 7 with proper voice acting in general would be amazing. Definitely not biased because I really like Ys 7 or anything. Moving away from the new additions and just speaking on the game itself now, this statement shouldn't come as too much of a surprise, but my god man, Oath in Felghana is insanely fun. I really did forget just how amazing they got the Arc Engine games to feel after Ys 6, and considering this game was made right after Nipistum, Falcon locked in damn near immediately and gave us some top tier Ys greatness. There's a reason why so many people have this game as one of their favorites. Now, if you've only played the more recent Ys games, like 8, 9, or 10, Felghana is gonna feel pretty different compared to those games. The game is shorter and more focused overall, which is a good thing. It's nice to not spend 60 to 80 hours to beat a game sometimes. On top of the game just being shorter, there's no character switching here. You play as Adol the whole time, with only a few attacks and magical abilities at your disposal. The more focused gameplay leads to more fun and challenging experiences throughout. The Arc Engine games are a lot more difficult since you have less to rely on, but despite all that, the combat of Oath in Felghana is almost addictive in how fun it ends up becoming. There's just a nice flow to everything once you really get into it. Even when you've gotta lock in and grind for a while, it goes by way faster than you think it would, just because you're having fun. And trust me, you're gonna have to grind eventually. At least for a little bit anyways. In older Ys games, your level matters a lot. It's not too much of a stretch to say that 1 or 2 levels could be the difference between being stuck on a boss for 30 minutes or beating it within the first 3 tries. And those boss battles are no joke, especially on higher difficulties where you can die in just a few hits. You really do have to give it your all during some of these fights, and that fact just makes the experience better overall. A long boss battle will really get your adrenaline pumping in no time. It's some real controller gripping, edge of your seat kind of fights. Like, for the final boss, I was so locked in I genuinely stood up mid-fight, and the satisfaction you get after beating a boss is crazy. Every fight just further reminded me how amazing Oath in Felghana really is. And if you really want to test your skills, you can always try out the turbo mode, newly introduced in the Memoire release. although that plus the hardest difficulty might be a bit overkill. But I can't go around praising an Ys game without bringing up its most important aspect, the soundtrack. We all know how amazing the music of Ys is, but the music in Oath and Felghana is still some of the best in the entire series, even after all these years. There's genuinely so many top tier bangers in this game, it's almost kind of insane to even think about. No matter where you are or what you're doing, there's gonna be a song playing that makes you stop and listen, even if only for a moment. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say. Overall, Oath and Felghana is still an amazing experience, and rightfully takes the spot as many people's favorite Ys game. The additions in the remaster, while not the greatest or most amazing stuff in the world, is enough to warrant giving the game another playthrough. And if you're interested in the game but haven't tried the series before, this is a great starting point, so definitely give it a try. Anyways, that's all from me. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.